take a little bit of recap here on how Game 3 went. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Yep. Immediately, we saw how they kind of want to set things up in the earlier stages of the game, especially when you're thinking about ambush plays. Oh, Mincetar, he's just really, really difficult to deal with overall. Smooth, knowing that he can continue to buy time. Yes, he died early on into the game, and it was starting to look rough for the side of Team SMG for a majority of these matches until you start to see them actually pick up the items towards the mid lane, the mid game, and then continue to snowball that out of control. These neutral objectives is where it got really, really tough for their opponents, right? Todak, they know they can sit right on top of this, but they can't be the first ones on the Lord.
It's funny how they're able to just kind of, you know, make a decisive decision that to actually split the fight to try and isolate specific players here. In particular, I feel like SMG is focusing on just shutting down Chiku, whereas Todak is trying to shut down Sasa and Saksa in particular. So there's two different approaches, but the problem here is that we know that they are both gold laners, but which gold laner brings more value in the overall team fight? And I feel like from Todak, there's just so much eggs into Chiku's basket on just setting up the entirety of the fight, whereas Sasa is like, oh, you know what, it's okay if Sasa died. I've got Smooth, I've got Stormy to kind of poke their way through, and even there were a couple of fights as well where Sasa died. Guess what? They were able to prolong the fight to actually win in their favor.
Yeah, if you're trying to say that Mincetar has a lot of impact because of his ultimate, then yes, sure. And a lot was riding on that big team fight that Team SMG refused to give to them after it happened twice. They saw what could have been a major problem in these fights, and they decided to make the adjustment. That's when Stormy starts picking up the King's Calling himself.
Yeah, I guess here. That's the beauty of having a Valentino as well. You can use your opponent's strongest weapons as your